at the Southern District Federal Court. This is the Diddy trial today. Uh, they are going to be doing closing arguments. It's the defense's turn, and there are a lot of people here. Uh, they opinions vary about supposed to occur here. Many people are relying on rumors that they heard that they want Diddy convicted. They are not saying that the evidence presented is what they want to convict Diddy. They're telling me about rumors they heard from years ago. They're saying there were kids, he messed with kids. There was no evidence presented about kids, but they want him convicted for raping kids, but there's no evidence presented about kids. So when they said all of these different things about Diddy, uh, so if you're accusing a man of raping children, you are raping his reputation. And then people will things or make him look like on those things so that they can that it was true. So accused of these, so they bring these sexual things to him. Now, him being a child of God, he's smart enough to only do but so much, a little bit of things. So when they all do get busted, so Diddy only really watched. He wasn't really part and parcel to what was going on. In fact, she gives Diddy an out that he should be declared innocent because she said Diddy did not want to pay for free offs. He told her to pay for her own. There's something going on there about who idea it was to do freak offs. Now, Cassie is pretending that she wasn't exposed to a lot of things. He exposed her to it. Then we found out Banna was selling drugs to her like 2 years before she met Diddy. And she was selling like 10 or more drugs. They were using it together. So she was not truthful about that. She said, did he introduce her to oral sex? He did not introduce her to oral sex, nor did he introduce her to drugs. She was doing drugs with Ryan. He was 10 years older than her. He did not introduce her to dating an old. Everything that she accused Diddy of introducing her to, it has been proven false. And the prosecution knows that exculpatory evidence exists to exonerate Diddy before the trial, and exculpatory evidence was brought up in the trial. So when the witnesses were found to be lying and perjuring themselves, the prosecution still runs with their narrative. And then when the prosecution doesn't have evidence of an actual crime, they still accuse Diddy of the crime. It is obvious. It doesn't matter if you want to think he possibly did it. You could think he possibly did it. You can't assert he did the arson because you know you don't have the evidence. So why even bring that up? So the prosecution 2 days ago, they eliminated the counts of arson, of aiding and abetting something. They eliminated those counts, and then they still went ahead and accused Diddy of doing that very thing. So they said that they don't have enough evidence to accuse him of arson, and then the person stands right in front of me to do the they come exactly in front of me. So they accuse Diddy of arson, even though they have taken Diddy of arson, even though they have taken that count away. So the prosecutor is engaging in the prosecution is engaging in prosecutorial misconduct, and the judge is engaging in judicial misconduct, allowing prosecutorial misconduct. Okay, Diddy's attorney claimed there was prosecutorial misconduct. The judge is allowing it. He's doing judicial misconduct for that and for other reasons. So if you don't have the evidence, and you're clear you don't have the evidence, that Diddy did arson and things like that, and you actually took it out, the jury can't consider it. Why would you still put it in your closing argument? That is prosecutorial misconduct. It's unfairly prejudicial. You're telling them it doesn't matter that you can't charge him with that. We're still going to say he did it. That is highly prejudicial, unfairly prejudicial. Removes that. They need to just throw this case out with prejudice, and then charge the prosecution with crime, charge the judge with crime, and then Cassie and whoever, some of his employees, need to go to jail. I believe they set him up and drugged him up. Cassie was more of a drug addict than Diddy before she met him. And she was a drug addict with Banner. Diddy even tried to stop Banner from giving Cassie drugs, but he didn't realize Cassie didn't want to stop using drugs with Banner. She brought Banner to meet Diddy, a billionaire. Look how someone tries to set you up. She takes a drug dealer that's dealing to her and brings her, she says, you have to meet Diddy. Why would you bring a drug dealer that's your drug dealer to meet a billionaire? You want him to start using drugs and try to go down. They said he almost did overdose, but God got his back. He is a man of God. They don't want to say that. But he wears the crosses and things like that. I guess they think it's just fashion, but they see that they can't handle him. They tried to see if they could get him to have sex with a man and do stuff with kids, and all it wound up with he let her have sex with other guys. They looked, the women look foolish. They look like gold diggers. They look like sugar babies. They were having sex for money and for goods, and they just look like prostitutes. Now everybody knows that they're prostitutes. Whether they were to get a conviction or not, you still engaged in prostitution. And some of it looks like it was of your consent. That's why you needed immunity. It's not that they're saying that you didn't engage in prostitution of your own will. They're using that in a trial, but they're saying they're giving you immunity. You don't need immunity if you didn't commit any crimes. So the only reason they give you immunity is if you committed a crime. If you're a victim, you don't get any immunity. So the prosecution, by virtue of giving these people immunity, is stating they committed crimes. Only a victim would never get immunity. Why would you give a victim immunity? They're a victim. You only give somebody immunity if you have charges that they have that you can charge them with, crimes independent of perjury. So Cassie and them are guilty of RICO charges and different things like that. So Cassie tried to entrap Diddy, and she wound up entrapping herself. She wanted to be a CIA agent, so she knows the law. She's not innocent because she already knew the law when she was doing it. She wanted to be a CIA agent. So some of that is in her background. Like, I was interested in law and stuff like that. So there's a few things that I do know. If I'm ignorant of something, then I'll let you know. I don't know that topic. But Cassie was looking into things about being a CIA agent. So she understands. She would have been corrupt and she would have been entrapping people. You know, when people go to jail for 20 years and stuff, she would have been that kind of agent. And then 20 years later, they would have found out that she set them up and she would go to jail. But many of her crimes, they probably would execute her. People have died behind some of the things that these sugar babies do. Like Anna Nicole Smith, people were sad because she died and they were like, oh my gosh, look at her. Oh, she was on drugs and stuff. She married a 70-year-old man and tried to steal his estate and stuff, and it caught up with her. She's like Cassie and Jane Doe, Daphne Joy. Daphne Joy tried to do the same thing to 50 Cent. She might have hit 50 Cent first, and then or try to take his money or something like that, try to gold dig him, and he wasn't having that. These women were hit in the commission of a crime. While they were committing major felonies, they got hit. So like Cassie and Daphne Joy with the 50 Cent situation. Daphne Joy was trying to be a sugar baby gold digger to 50 Cent. She may have hit him first because she hit Diddy. And she said he kicked her in the stomach and he chased her to the bathroom. She also said Diddy chased her to the bathroom, but she had to admit she slammed his head into the marble. Now, the one thing that is a problem for these gold diggers is they're prideful. So they want you to know at some point they're not as weak as the prosecution is making them look. They want to let people know they hit him. They don't want people to think that they don't fight and stuff like that. So they want to get their licks in. I'm telling you, a sugar baby at some point is going to hit, because this is what they do. They try to henpeck a guy and then they try to force him to lay in bed with them all day so they can pussy whip him, or they call I say pee whip, but they try to pussy whip him by having him only in their cat all day. Like, say for instance, Daphne Joy is a prostitute. Gold digger, sugar baby, that's a prostitute. So what she wants to do to the guy, when she met Diddy, she went on these long vacations with him, and her main thing is she liked the freak offs because she got to have illicit sex and stuff like that. She is so much into freak offs that when she's finished for 4 days of a freak off, she still has the energy and desire for more sex, that she has sex with Diddy or wants to have sex with Diddy. After she said the positions and things were backbreaking, but she still had sex with Diddy after 4 days. So let's say she had sex with the escort for 4 days. And then on the 4th day, when her back is supposedly broken, right? She now wants her special time with Diddy, so she has sex with him, or she wants to have sex with him. Then it's not backbreaking for you. He can't handle that, so he lets you get a guy who can handle that. He'll go with you for 4 days, and on the 4th day, you still ready to have sex, and you do have sex on the 4th day with Diddy. That is a telltale sign that Diddy does not want to have sex with you for 4 hours or 4 days. If you can go that long, do that with a sex worker. That's what sex workers do. Don't do that with Diddy. He doesn't want to have sex with you for 4 days straight. He'll watch. If you have a session with a guy for 4 days straight and you're capable of doing that, and you take all these kinds of stuff so that you can be strong like that, Daphne Joy keeps telling Diddy, Jane Doe, Daphne Joy keeps telling Diddy that he needs to eat a certain way, take supplements. He don't want to have sex for 4 days. He don't want to take the supplement. You take those supplements and you have sex for 4 days. After she has the sex worker for 4 days, she still has enough energy to have sex with Diddy. That's disgusting. That's crazy. You are a robot. No one. He told Jane Doe he has 5 or 6 women. He does not want to be monogamous with her. She keeps saying